Mini episode 1553 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Hello and welcome to FDH Lounge mini episode 1553, the weekly FDH football preview show. I'm FDH managing partner Rick Morris here with our fantasy and non-fantasy preview for week 13 of the 2022 NFL season, as well as a look at week 14 of the college football season. For last week's college pick, we were 0-1 and are 19-10 for the season. Our pick this week is USC -3 over Utah in the Pac-12 championship game. Our picks for the college football playoff as of this week are 1 Georgia, 2 Michigan, 3 TCU, 4 USC. The next 4 in are 5 Alabama, 6 Ohio State, 7 Tennessee, 8 Washington. Besides those teams, the other ones that we project for the New Year's Six Bowls as of now are Clemson, Penn State, LSU, and Tulane. Keep in mind that we didn't factor our projections for next week's games into the list that we just gave you. That's our rankings at the moment. With the projections for next week's games factored in, here's how we predict that the college football playoff and New Year's Six Bowls will unfold after Saturday. Peach Bowl, national semifinal, 1 Georgia versus 4 USC. Fiesta Bowl, national semifinal, 2 Michigan versus 3 TCU. Orange Bowl, Clemson versus Alabama. Sugar Bowl, Tennessee versus Tulane. Cotton Bowl, Oregon versus Ohio State. Rose Bowl, Penn State versus Washington. Here's our NFL top 10 for this week. 1 Kansas City, 2 Philadelphia, 3 Buffalo, 4 Dallas, 5 Miami, 6 Minnesota, 7 San Francisco, 8 Cincinnati, 9 Baltimore, 10 Tennessee. Here's your bottom 5. 28 Pittsburgh, 29 LA Rams, 30 Indianapolis, 31 Denver, 32 Houston. In the NFL, we're going for our 4th season since 2016 of being profitable, i.e. above 52.4%, picking every game of the season. After being above it the first 4 weeks, now we're below after a rough stretch. Last week we were 5-10-1, 1-2 on the big 3, and 0-1 on the lock. We're 79, 94-6. 17-18-1 and 8-4 on the season. Carolina and Arizona are on the bye. Here's our picks for this week. Buffalo -3.5 over New England. Philadelphia -4.5 over Tennessee. Atlanta +1 over Pittsburgh. The New York Giants +2.5 over Washington. Jacksonville +1 over Detroit. Minnesota -3 over the New York Jets. Chicago +3.5 over Green Bay. San Francisco -4 over Miami. The LA Rams +7 over Seattle. Las Vegas +1 over the LA Chargers. Kansas City -2 over Cincinnati. And Dallas -10.5 over Indianapolis. For our big 3, it's Cleveland -7 over Houston. And Tampa Bay -3.5 over New Orleans. And in the 1,000-star gold-plated lock of the millennium for NFL Week 13, it's Baltimore -8.5 over Denver. Now for our fantasy football segment. Remember, we strongly discourage fantasy over managing. You don't pull your top guys unless they're hurt or on a bye, period. Don't let the matchups or everything geeks tell you anything different. Here's our list of guys you go with as long as you're confident that they'll be playing. QB, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, and Aaron Rodgers. Running back, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Joe Mixon, and Jonathan Taylor. Wide receiver, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb, and Deebo Samuel. Tight end, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and Darren Waller. Remember, our Thursday night game picks and fantasy recommendations are up every week on our Twitter page at the FDH Lounge. Now here's our non-gimme picks for the week. We like 7 QBs: Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, Tua, and Deshaun Watson. We like 19 running backs: Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt, Josh Jacobs, Alvin Kamara, David Montgomery, Isaiah Pacheco, Cordero Patterson, Dameon Pierce, Tony Pollard, Brian Robinson, Miles Sanders, Ramondre Stevenson, Devin Singletary, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Walker III, Rachaad White, Jamal Williams, and Jeff Wilson. We like 22 wide receivers: Brandon Ayuk, Keenan Allen, A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper, Gabe Davis, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, T. Higgins, Christian Kirk, Tyler Lockett, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, Chris Olave, Donovan Peoples-Jones, George Pickens, Michael Pittman, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Courtland Sutton, Jalen Waddle, Christian Watson, and Garrett Wilson. And we like 3 tight ends: Pat Freiermuth, TJ Hawkinson, and Dalton Schultz. Thank you for joining us for this week's FDH Football Preview Show.